Hello again, Struck. Another video for upcoming games for September. From me, this one is dedicated to Wooters. And this one is specifically Wooter only games. Not Wooter and not so Wooter, just Wooter games. 8 titles only. Trying to keep the video short. So I hope you enjoyed. They will be in chronological release date order. Except the last one, which is a title that's not releasing in English and may not even release in English. That's why I put it last, in case some of you out there speak the language. So I hope you enjoy those 8 Wooter titles releasing in September. Buckle up and let's go. First on the list is a game called the Dragoness, Command of the Flame, which it looks amazing for what the game is. It's a mixture between Heroes of Might and Magic like exploration, city building, and turn-based strategic combat with a roguelite twist. Choose your battles, paths, and skills as you explore a world ravaged by war. Gather and manage your army of beasts, collect resources, and expand your city. Release date 1st of September 2022. There's a playable demo on Steam you can play right now. Developed by Crazy Goat Games, published by P-Cube. I've got another P-Cube game in this list, and it's apparently gonna be out on Steam, PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox XS1, and Switch. And yes, I do like this grid combat, turn-based grid combat, Heroes of Might and Magic Disciples kind of style, and that exploration and base building. And it looks good. It has an interesting, nice balance between bright and dark and shiny stuff. And that's not a little bit too much, like some other games are. I think it's got the nice tone for this world, and you can immerse yourself in the exploration. You can embark on roguelite adventures, growing stronger with each defeat, and take on the role of the commander and develop her powers and skills. Recruit formidable army of beasts to do your bidding on the battlefield, fight battles that will challenge your strategic thinking. Choose from a huge range of abilities and artifacts, experimenting with powerful skill synergies and many other things, such as developing the capital city of Nieuwenbord. So yeah, Dragoness, 1st of September 2022. I think it's cool, and you can check some trailers on the official game's YouTube and some guides. There's 2 different guides, 3-4 minutes each, that showcase the various features of the game. And also download the demo if you're interested in the game ahead of its launch to see if it's your kind of game. The next game has been in development for quite some time. There is like a trailer from 5 years ago, the only trailer I could find. Fairy Elements. Fairy Elements, developed by Exe Create Inc., which are also the developers of Rogue, which I showed you some months ago. Published by Kemku, again the same publishers of Exe Inc.'s other game. What awaits at the end of an adventure that spans over 200 years in a fantasy RPG? Well, I guess Fairy Elements wants you to find out that. Yamato, a royal knight, saves his kingdom with the powers of a sword imbued with mysterious power, but is transported to a world 200 years in the future. He meets a strange creature and a mysterious girl there, only to be involved in a greater destiny awaiting at the end of his adventure. Use resources to create and fortify weapons and armor that not only are effective, but also change your party aspects in turn-based battles. The game features a special mode where you can battle anywhere and anytime to obtain resources for fortifying. Many other elements include the cauldron system, which provides an easy way to increase a weapon's basic attack strength, and not to mention dungeons packed with incredibly strong enemies and more. Nice 2D pixel-ish art graphics. It's not really pixel, but there are some things that look more pixel art than others. In particular, the character and monster art seems more rounded and not so pixelated, whereas some of the background terrain looks kind of more pixelated. In overall, good 2D old school story-rich JRPG in the old school style of JRPGs. And it's launching on September 1st, 2022. Next up is Salt 2, Shores of Gold. I've never heard of Salt 1, or Salt, I guess it's what it was called. But Salt 2 looks good. An open-world pirate game focusing on exploration, survival, and crafting. Set sails across an infinite procedural world with just you and your ship. Explore islands filled with quests, caves, towns, pirates, and secrets. Level up skills, craft, hunt, fish, wood, and decorate your ship. Releasing on the 20th of September 2022 as an early access game on Steam. Developed and published by Lavaboots Studios, so a true indie game. And other platforms, there is no information about other platforms, so I can't tell you about that. But it looks cool. I like the visuals. And again, nice balance between bright and dark stuff. Um, Kind of animated, cartoony graphics, but not over the top when it comes to that. And yeah, there's gonna be looting, good type of looting, RPG style loot system with different rarities of armor and weapons and interesting stats to tailor to the playstyle you want. Each piece of gear also has randomized talents, so whether you are crafting a high level item or hunting down a pirate captain for an epic sword, you'll always be searching for that new rare item with the perfect roll. There's also legendary pirates to fight. There's quests to do. As I mentioned, there's crafting, upgrading, leveling, fishing, hunting, decorating your ship, and exploring that infinite procedurally generated world. It's a single player only game, so it's not something like V Rising, even though there might be a lot of similarities to those survival craft open world games like V Rising. And that infinite procedure generated world has me interested. I wouldn't mind trying that game and showing it on my channel. I'm not sure if I applied for a key for this game from Keymailer. I have to double check if it was there. But definitely a game I recommend keeping on your radar. I wish there was a demo to try, and there isn't, so we'll have to wait until September 20th until we can try the game. Next up is Potion Permit. Developed by Mass Hive Media, published by P-Cube, so this is the second P-Cube game in this list. Regarding platforms, Steam on PC, then PlayStation 5 for Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and also iOS and Android. So there's gonna be even a mobile release for this game. What is this game about? Moonbury's residents need healing, and you're the best chemist around. With your thirsty tools, a brewing cauldron, and a canine companion at your side, you'll need to diagnose symptoms, gather ingredients, brew potions, and cure ailments in this open-ended sim RPG. It looks good. I like that 2D pixel artish graphics. The release date is September 22nd, 2022. A lot of tools in this release date. It's a single-player live sim game, and it looks cool. It looks good. It looks promising. And it looks more of a chill game, something that you can just sit back and relax playing this without rush or anything like that. So yeah, if Potion Permit seems like your type of game, there is a demo downloadable on Steam. I don't know about the other platforms, but at least on Steam you can try it and see if you feel like getting it when it's out on September 22nd. Next up is the highest profile game of this Wooter video, Duo Universe. Duo Universe has been out as an early access pre-launch title for quite some time, and all the progress people had done before that will be wiped ahead of launch for obvious reasons, it being a massively multiplayer online RPG space sim game. It's a first-person sci-fi MMO built and driven by players in a single persistent universe shared by everyone. You can build almost anything out of voxels, trade in a free economy, lead industries, travel through space, explore planets, or wage war in a fully editable blah blah blah. Steam is cutting off this intro there. So yeah, there's a lot about that game to keep in mind, and best of all, no pay to win from what I've seen. It has a subscription method. I've applied for a streamer for the streamer program. If I get a free key, I will stream it and play it. Although obviously, since I'm busy with all sorts of games, I can't stream and play it permanently. But I can stream and play it around launch if they give me a key, and maybe some more after that. But the building anything from voxels is nice. They're saying that it has one of the most advanced voxel technologies ever created. So I intend to find out about that if I get the key, how one can use it, how one can do it. That player-driven economy sounds nice. And there's high tier resources you can fight for political domination as well, and also for economic monopoly or just for the fun of it. All sorts of ways to fight, all sorts of ways to lead by having certain, I guess, whatever the equivalent of clans, guilds, whatever's are here, alliances, and so on. It looks like a very, very promising game. So if you want PvP, this game has you covered. If you want co-op, this game has you covered. If you want a vast, massive space to explore, this game definitely has you covered. So Dual Universe, 27th of September 2022, releasing for Steam on PC as well as GeForce Now if you want to play it on a weaker machine. You can also play it from the official dualuniverse.game website if you don't want to play it through Steam. Developed and published by Nova Quark. Next on the list, we've got something called From Space. From Space is a solo and co-op action shooter for squads up to 4 players. Take on the challenge of liberating the Earth from an invasion, from an alien infestation with your friends using over-the-top weaponry in a post-apocalyptic world with awesomely stylized graphics. Yes, this is fun. Your mission again, liberate Earth from the alien horde. With the squad, you have some witnesses to tell everyone how awesome you are. So keep that in mind. Shoot, explore, stop, squad up. Your special. So pick your specialist skills, and there are various to pick from. And yeah, there's leveling up. So there's also wooting, different wooting. So this kind of like a isometric wooter shooter co-op game that you can play with up to 4 people together. So you and 3 more people in the same team. It looks good. It looks good, kind of alien shooter vibes. Modernized alien shooter vibes is what I get, but stylized visually looks pretty nice. Very pink and purple, and also some green and blue here and there depending on the level. I like the art style they're going for. Developed by Triangle Studios, published by Curve Games, releasing on the 29th of September 2022. So if that looks like your kind of game, keep it on your wish list. Make sure you follow it. And it's also releasing on Switch and Stadia if Steam is not your platform. Next up, we have an interesting game called Valkyrie Champions. Developed and published by Valorware, so it's a true indie game. Releasing on the 30th of September 2022 as an early access game, and the quick summary is team up with up to 4 online players and defeat hordes of monsters in this action-based wooter shooter. Unlock powerful tiers of weapons and equipment to develop your character into an unstoppable champion. So I'm guessing this means 1+4 when it says team up with up to 4 online players. That means 5 people teams. It's a mission-based hero shooter with an emphasis on upgrades and progression. Choose your champion and fight solo or with up to 4 online players against huge amounts of enemies and ultimately save the lands against evil. For 4 selectable Valkyrie champions to choose from, each with their own weapon spell set and unique stats. Multiple missions with varying difficulty modes to master. Unlockable weapons and equipment to develop your combat skills. Challenge a large variety of monsters and bosses. So yeah, this probably has some sort of permanent progression on top of the regular in-map progression that you have. It's got that nice, interesting medieval fantasy kind of look. It's got female protagonists. So typical hack and slash with some bullet hell elements into it, and nice shooter wooter system for itemization. So yeah, if this seems like your kind of game, you know what to do. Wishlist it, follow it. 30th September 2022 is when we will get to try it. So in regards to platforms, I'm seeing only Steam. If there are other platforms, the game is not letting me know about that. So hopefully it releases for other platforms if it's successful on Steam, if it's not the original plan. So yeah, 30th September 2022, Valkyrie Champions. The last game on this list, as I mentioned, is a game that's not releasing in English. English language would not be supported when it launches. Whether it will release in English, I cannot tell you. I'm not finding any information. The game's called Metacart the Turing, with U, Turing. I'm not sure if that was badly translated or that's the real name, but it seems to be in the logo, so it should be the real name, Turing or Turing test. So it says we have made changes in the differentiation of rows. Only one row has an armor and the other rows have their unique defense means. And the rows will be very different. Unexpectedly, the energy of one row will not be restored every round. How does he fight? That's what it's saying in the intro on Steam. Probably based on some patches and stuff. Releasing on the 24th of September 2022. Developed and published by Kai, I guess, Games. And it's releasing in, I think, simplified Chinese. Yeah, simplified Chinese as interface and subtitles as an early access title. So a little bit of info about the game. In 2089, consciousness uploading technology entered the stage of clinical testing. Although I don't want to use consciousness uploading at this stage, my body can't hold it anymore. Yeah, there's a lot of text that I would rather not read for you out there, but judging from what I'm seeing on the trailers and screenshot, there's some interesting itemization where you collect some materials and so on. There's some interesting card-based mechanics, and there's roguelite elements. So you have the deck building card battle elements, and you have the water system. And you have that permanent and not so permanent progression to look forward to. So yeah, if you can speak simplified Chinese, or you can go and play it without knowing the language, if you think you can go past the language barrier, then keep that game on your list. Unfortunately, I won't be able to understand anything. Hopefully this game translates for those who are interested in it. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Web. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.